Hi Kiwi! Alright, today's the day we're gonna beat Celeste. Now, I want to do something special for this final episode. Chapter 9 has been something very special to me. I've really enjoyed what I've been doing so far, and so I'm going to do a little bit of a challenge to my editing skills, and also tell a very special story at the end of this episode. So for those who are just tuning in and are more interested in those little bits, I'll leave timestamps so that you can skip to those sections should you be so interested. As for Kiwi, who I know will end up watching the whole episode, I hope you enjoy. Today I'm going to do something a little different from the last couple episodes, where in the past I've talked about what's to come, what I've been doing, my process, my goals, and kind of a reflection of how far I've come on this channel so far. But today, I think I'm going to focus on us, on me and Kiwi, and kind of some stories that we've shared together to make this a little bit more special. But before I do that, I do want to comment something on the music that I've noticed. I think it's pretty cool. At least this is how I'm interpreting it. If you listen, there are going to be sections where kind of there are a set of strings, one kind of higher pitched, one sort of lower pitched, and they're playing a call and answer to each other until at the end they sort of intertwine. And I like to imagine that is representative or symbolic of how Madeline and Badeline have kind of finally come to terms with their differences and are trying to work together to get to the end, to see Granny, to save the bird, that sort of thing. And I think that's even if that's maybe not intended, I mean, that's the cool thing about art, is it's free to the interpreter to interpret it as they will, and that part right there is exactly what I'm talking about, where there are kind of two different pitches to the strings. I think if it was intended, that's a really lovely touch to just really make this song a little bit more special. And on the topic of special, why don't I talk about how Kiwi and I met? So it's actually pretty funny. We got each other's name wrong pretty badly. I was Jerry, she was Kylie. What happened was we had a lab, or we had worked in the same lab, and I had forgotten a binder there. Someone sent out an email from our class saying, hey, come pick up your binder. And when I got there, Kiwi was there and passed me my binder, and we got each other's names horribly wrong. Oh, okay, I salvaged that. Whew. That was close. All right, on to the next room. All right, more springs. Oh well, keeping at it. But yeah, so our first real interaction together was spent getting each other's names horribly wrong, and it's funny. Just we still call each other by those names periodically as a joke. But yeah, that's one pretty special memory for me. Another memory that I have is probably like one of our first real dates, if you want to call it that. One of our labs got canceled in lieu of our school having this big grand opening for a renovated atrium. It was closed for the last few years, so it was kind of a big deal. And so they were having a bunch of like just free food, fun little exhibits and things in the atrium. And I was hanging out on my laptop. I was using an MSI at the time. You being the nerd that you were, approached me seeing that gaming laptop and joined me, and then we ended up just waiting for the atrium opening together. I think I was gushing to you about various anime that I was a big fan of. Steins Gate, the Monogatari series. Okay, another room down. Oh boy, this is a room with Kevin. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, let's see what I need to do. Okay, just follow after you with the bird? Okay. Oh, are we gonna be racing Kevin? Oh, this is gonna be cool. Anyway, so yeah, we ended up, I remember we ate these ridiculously large cookies together when the atrium opening started. And more importantly, we went to a photo booth together, which I feel like is something that neither of us would ever do unprompted or alone. And at least I very much wouldn't. We took a couple really silly photos. I look at them every now and again. We had some big goofy blue star-shaped glasses, and we're making silly faces. And I still have that set of photos in my wallet after all those years. Every now and again, I just pull it out and look at it and can't help but smile because it's just a sweet memory. Another funny story I have in my memory is of Pumpkin the alpaca. Which I'm sure if Kiwi's listening and she hears that name, she's going to be laughing to herself. Alright, Kevin, let's have our race. Oh, hey, oh, okay. Oh, I was just holding down because I was wave dashing. I got lucky there. Oh, I got so lucky there. But wow, that was really cool. We moved as fast as a Kevin. Well, this is it. We're almost out of here. Let's do this for Granny. Kiwi, I think we're in the last room. Oh my goodness. It only took me an hour to beat the seaside. Well, okay, I shouldn't say beat. It only took me an hour to get to the final room of the seaside of Chapter 9. And genuinely, every single room, it was the perfect balance of mechanical challenge puzzle solving, but never so difficult to me that I felt like it was impossible to do. This has been exactly what I want from a 2D platformer, and I've never had the opportunity to say that before because I usually, honestly, don't care for them. They just don't mesh well with my skill set, but for once, I have found a game that falls into that genre that is purely a platformer and just clicked. You know, let's not talk about 7C and basically all of the chapters prior to this or all of the deaths that I've had in this chapter, but I digress. This chapter isn't just my favorite part of Celeste. It's probably going to be one of my favorite moments in all of my video gaming experience, period. I understand now why people love this game so much. It is so genuinely earned. And only one room to go, Kiwi. Let's do this. So, let's see, I need to grab the jellyfish and get rocketed that way, and then I'm probably just going to be doing a bunch of diagonal dashes forward to trigger jellyfish and pufferfish, and then I'll presumably have to maybe bounce off of that pufferfish and throw the jellyfish through here, then bounce through this way and do an up dash to catch the jellyfish, then slot through there and kind of repeat the same thing, get thrown by battle, and basically it looks like there's going to be a lot of jellyfish juggling. Oh my goodness, this is long. This is really long. I get the feeling that I can't really plan ahead for this one. Oh, hey look, cassette. Oh, they won't even let us see what's up there. So, oh no, so, okay, we keep going. So there's the whole section up above that I just can't pan to, so we're gonna be going blind entirely for that. Oh, Kiwi, this room is even longer than 7C. Oh boy. Well, 7 hours and 40 minutes on the speedrun timer. Let's see how long it takes me to beat this final room. Starting now. Starting now. Starting now. Okay, actually starting now, though. But what about actually starting now? But actually starting now. But actually starting now. Okay, starting whenever I finally get it past that first section. There we go. Okay, it's officially started. It only took me 3.5 minutes to get past that very first section, and then I immediately blew it. Are you alright, Madeline? We're so close, but it feels impossible. Come on, just a few more tries. We can do this. Oh no. My emotions, Kiwi. Battle and being the one to say, come on, we can do this. Ah, they've grown. Alright, so I got pretty heavily sidetracked, but let's share that story about Pumpkin the alpaca. So we shared a trip out to an alpaca farm one day, and we got to learn a lot about alpacas. Some cute things like when they get stressed, they get warrior wrinkles on their foreheads, and they start humming. And so we approached this herd of alpacas during this trip, and we just see them wrinkled foreheads and just a chorus of hums of stress. Another fun fact we learned is so they have very thick skin over the base of their neck to protect their jugular veins. Apparently alpacas and llamas have no chill and go straight for the jugular when fighting, so that's an adaptation they had made for survival. But anyway, the story is about one particular alpaca named Pumpkin. Oh, this is new. This is the part that we couldn't see ahead of time. So alpacas, we learned, lay down in a similar way to cats, where they tuck their limbs in and become these large, fluffy loaves of bread. So Pumpkin was doing the cat loaf. Okay, so far so good. Pumpkin was doing the cat loaf lay down, and a farmer comes over and says Pumpkin was doing that because she wanted to be bred. And I responded in the most innocent way possible, me too. Like, I would enjoy being a large, warm, fluffy loaf of bread. And everyone else around me, including you, kind of laughed in that uncomfortable, awkward way when someone has to explain sexual innuendo to a child, I guess. And, guess we have to keep going up. Okay. Oh no, I have to throw the jellyfish into this. You jerks. Turns out, sexual innuendo goes over my head almost every time, even when it's explicit and obvious. That's just... I'm a mess of a human being, as it turns out. Ooh, man, we made progress on that last attempt, though. Anyway, more stories for Kiwi and I. So, I know I shared that story of what we had done after our first major round of exams, when we cooked together and went out and watched a bunch of movies, and then went out and watched a small meteor shower. But since I talked about that a lot in the previous episode, that one night beneath the stars, I'll leave that out. But I will still say that is hands down one of my closest memories of us together. It was such a nice night and just a very special moment. And I also have a lot of fond memories of us just kind of sitting quietly in the library of grad school together, either studying or just quietly killing time until our next lecture. I know you've said you think of those times fondly, and I'm glad we found a place back then where we could just not necessarily be alone with each other, but while we were studying, still, and killing time on campus, still be together, but maintaining what we needed to do. And I'm very glad that we've also found a quiet place like that by the lake where we live now, where we can just kind of hang out together, read together, and on occasion recreate that sort of setting where it's just a calm, quiet moment between us being together, even if it is a fair bit weather dependent where we live. Oh, and another great story we have was what we called our first date, like our first real date rather than the one that was in the atrium opening. We went grocery shopping together, which probably on paper sounds extremely lame, which, I mean, fair. But, I mean, cooking and baking has become such an integral part of our relationship that honestly going to the grocery store still feels novel and exciting, because we always go looking for new ideas of things we can make or incorporate into old recipes. And okay. Oh, we're going down. Oh no. No! This visit in particular was to my first time ever being to a Wegmans, and for those who aren't familiar with Wegmans, Wegmans is a huge supermarket with no shortage of choice, and I guess that's not terribly relevant, but it was novel for me to go to this huge grocery market, unlike any I'd been to before, at least. And what the reason why this memory is special is simply it is very me in terms of what happened. Namely, we were walking together, and then I found a section with some dried fruit on it, and I took Kiwi's hand and put it on top of this package of dates, and then I put my hand on her and I told her, we're on a date. And if that isn't a defining moment of just how terrible my sense of humor is and what the sense of humor that this relationship has developed into, I don't know what is more representative than that, other than probably that entire episode of Bee Puns in Hollow Knight, which started with me and then just got the flames got fanned so hard by Kiwi in a subsequent episode. She just wanted more Bee Puns, and she was helping. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, capital punishment, our scheme for combination of gallows and morbid humor with puns, that is us. Our sense of humor sucks. It really does, but it's so fun to share. I guess some other smaller memories, just, I remember I'm this quiet, awkward sort of person in real life, so I don't usually, go out of my way to interact with other human beings, and if I do, it's usually over the context of video games. And thankfully, Kiwi is the same way. I think one of the things we bonded over, honestly, was she would invite me over to her place to play Bloodborne. Oh, Kiwi, this could be it. I think this is it, Kiwi. Oh, 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 oh! We did it on the first try of this session, holy goodness. All right, it might not be over. There might be something after this, but I think this is it. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for any curveball you throw at me. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Oh, oh, I had the dash. That's it, Kiwi. The timer, the speedrunner timer stopped. Oh my goodness, we did it. Oh. Say goodbye to her for me.
No, wait. This can't be the end. The Moonberry is still out there somewhere. Which means I need to keep going. Madeline, you were done! You were about to see Granny. What are you doing? It didn't feel right. It felt like there was one more challenge I needed to face. But didn't you say you wouldn't go out of your way to collect every strawberry? Jeff, what are you doing?
I never planned on 100%ing this game. But this is different. Challenges like the last room of 7 Seaside made me obsessed with the end goal. I lost sight of why I was even doing this. I was obsessed with the finish line and I couldn't even enjoy the path there. But Chapter 9 brought me back. It brought me back to that feeling when I first completed the summit. It reminded me of how much I love this game. This has been a journey of self-reflection, awareness and acceptance of my flaws, and acknowledging the journey ahead, no matter how slow. No matter how many mistakes it takes to get there.
Because we will get there in the end. Remember what Granny said next to that cherry blossom tree? It's funny how we get attached to the struggle. But we've come this far. I know we can do this. Well, I know you can. Let's get started. It's gonna be a long one. We wouldn't have it any other way.
And struggle we shall. But how about a few more memories we've shared in the meantime? I definitely have some fond memories of how many nights we would spend just hanging out in my car together. I would drive you home so you didn't have to take the bus, because if you took the bus you had to wait an extra like half hour just to get home, whereas driving you was maybe at most like 8 minutes from the campus. And every night we would just kind of have these last minute conversations before we called it a night, and it definitely kept us up a bit later than we needed to stay up, but it was nice. It was so fun having someone just around to always be able to talk to. At the end of the day, we could share our woes from the stresses of class, or review things that we weren't sure about, or more commonly just gush about passions of ours, whether it was video games, anime, at least in my book, and then books that you love, and stories, and you certainly love your musicals, where I have very little experience in that, and it was fun to listen to you talk about those as well, like, what is it, the Dolls of New Albion? I remember you sharing a bunch of songs from that with me, and then it was fun. And I mean, certainly we have fond memories of all of the things we've cooked together, learning how to make homemade pasta, curry, making stew, all the baked goods we made, fancy cakes, and my first time ever making a pie, and we've made a lot of good pies. And now I talked about it in this series a while back, but we have made a apple pie recipe that is the best apple pie out there. I mean, probably not really, but for us, and as far as anyone we've ever met is concerned, we make a killer apple pie. But it is a full day project, which is probably part of the reason it is that good. But yeah, it's funny. I never would have expected that cooking and baking would be such a huge part of both what I do and... Oh, wait, Kiwi, I think I might be getting this. Hold on. Okay. So the way this works is I need to head back the way we came, and I need to do some really pinpoint wave dashes to make it happen. Okay, there's one. Okay, two. Now I need to go up this way, and oh no. Okay, we can do this. I'm close, I can do this again. Okay, we did it once, we've done it twice, now we can do it a third time. All right, here we go. And liftoff. Now a wave dash if you don't mind. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, that was close. Okay, keep it going. Oh, was that a corner? That looked like I wave dashed off the corner there. Okay. Okay, we've got this. We got this. All I have to do is not screw... Oh, my goodness. I messed up the exact same way as last time. Okay. Okay. We're here. One more time. I can do this. I can do this. I can definitely do this. All right. Whew. Okay, we have to... Oh, my gosh. All right. Keep it going. I can do this. All right. We made it. All right. And... All right. Now, not going to screw up this time. Watch. Oh, gosh. I can do this. I'm not going to lose in a catastrophic way. I'm going to do this. Okay. So far, so good. Oh, well, oh, that's the wrong way. Save it. Okay. All right. I've got this. I've got this. Oh, no. No. I panicked. Okay. I'm going to take a deep breath. And I'm going to do it this time. Watch me, Kiwi. I've got this. That's one. That's two. Oh, okay. That was close, but we saved it. All right. And okay. Here we go. All right. Just the climb now. And I guess while we're climbing, one more story for the road, why don't we? So, I guess... I guess another fun memory, kind of thinking back onto all the times we played Bloodborne together, is actually a memory where you were at my house, and I had two other roommates at the time, and you were there, I was cooking dinner, you were playing Bloodborne, you were fighting, I forget the full name, but Koss, who was like a really hard DLC boss, and so you're just fighting this like giant, grotesque, screeching eldritch creature, and I am just in the kitchen making chicken and streaming casserole and miscellaneous vegetables. And I love how one of my roommates just shows up and says, huh, yeah, gender roles are bullshit, aren't they? And we both laughed because it really was true. You're out there playing like some horrific, oh, hey, jellyfish. Okay. Oh, no, 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 jellyfish, come back. Well, you know what? We don't need jellyfish. We've got wave dash. Look at that. Jellyfish is an optional. Jellyfish is optional. Okay, one more wave dash. I can do this. Okay, whew. And we did it. This is a checkpoint, Kiwi. We made it. We're safe. It's all literally uphill from here. All right, but yeah. So we both remember that one pretty well. Just the comedy of my roommate's comment, just of gender roles are bullshit. I'm cooking dinner for us. You're playing video games on the couch. It was a good time. It was a good night. We had so many fun cooking memories, or memories adjacent to food at that place, and every place we've been since, honestly. I love cooking with you so much. I guess another funny story is just how bullshit your RNG luck is. I've gotten you to play two different MMOs with me, between RuneScape and Dungeon Fighter Online. And Dungeon Fighter Online is a game, both of those games I still play, mind you. You play on and off with me, but particularly in Dungeon Fighter Online, I remember it was back when we're currently at like the level 110 cap. This was back when it was level 95 cap, I want to say, or at most level 90 cap. And I had been farming the same dungeon over and over again to find my character's best in slot weapon. And you got it on your first run. And I was so happy and so angry at you at the same time. It was really funny, and what I love is that they make it so you can have weapon skins in the game, so you can take an item and consume it and make it a skin. And now whenever you play on your Dragon Knight, which is your main, of course it is, since it's the most dragon-themed character in the game, now every time you play on her, you're using that weapon, and it's both a fond memory of, one, how bullshit your RNG was in that moment, and then just the fun of those early days in DFO together. It's weird. I never really, like, I used to play MMOs together with a lot of friends, and we've all grown up, and that's really fallen to the wayside a lot for us now. It's nice that there are so many games I can share with you, even if it's only short-lived. Oh, hey, look, we made it. And there we go. The first, I guess we'll call it the second stage of the Moonberry challenge complete. All right, let's see what's up here. Okay, where do I even go? Can't crash through any of these walls. I can't break any of these walls either. I see the spring, so maybe I am supposed to go up? I don't know. Well, there's only one other option, I think. I guess you can't do a no-life challenge on this run, can you? Okay, I guess we're just wrong warping to our next destination. Alright, here comes, I assume, the real challenge. Let's see what's over here. Alright, so dash upwards, carry the jellyfish. Looks like we're going to be doing a lot of jellyfish platforming. Oh yeah, a lot of jellyfish platforming. This is going to be a long map. Don't even get to see what's at the top. Okay. Well, I think this is one where I'm going to have to feel it out more than solve it by just looking at it, so here we go. Wish me luck, Kiwi. Okay, I already see what they're aiming for. I need to kind of do the wall bounces with the jellyfish. Gotcha. Alright, Kiwi. The final journey begins. But how about one last story while we finish our final challenge in this game? This is probably the most important story I'm going to tell on this channel to date. So, I hope you listen carefully, and I hope you enjoyed the story. This is a story about two people, I think. One is a semi-vampiric dragon enthusiast with sentient hair tentacles and tendencies towards the eldritch. The other is a golden retriever reincarnated as a human with a bad habit of dietary indiscretion. I wonder who those two are. Well, these two had spent nearly 6 years together, fighting through physical and mental exhaustion of grad school, familial illness, betrayal, death, and many other things. Far too many things. But they kept moving on. They found a place, albeit temporary, to call home, and they lived together through it all. No matter where they ended up, they were together, and that made things so much better. It was a warm summer's day. A pleasant breeze was rolling through the town, and the clouds were out to protect the fair skin of those two individuals quite adept at burning human flesh. Sunburns. I'm talking about sunburns. We're prone to getting sunburned. That's all it is. Anyway, that day the Golden asked the Eldritch on a date by the lakeside. There was a bench there, one that we often visit in the warmer months. A quiet place. We like to get lost in the sounds of the waves lapping against the shores, and the wind rustling in the leaves, and of course in each other's company while we would sit down and read whatever we chose to read at that given time. And so we went, and we read. You, being the eldritch horror that you are, of course, chose your favorite grotesque psychological horror. And me, being the isekai trash enthusiast that I am, chose my favorite flavor. I was reading slime. Yes, I was just reading slime. That's it. That's all we're gonna say. Anyway, it was a beautiful, intimate moment, and we just kind of existed next to each other, sharing that brief respite from the woes of the world. And when we finished reading for that day, that Golden, he turned to his partner and said, "Hey, before we go, I'd like to ask you a question." And from his pocket, he removed a small box. He took a knee and opened that box, revealing a golden ring with gems both black and red, a ring truly fit for an evil queen. And then he asked the question he had been wanting to ask for so long. "Kiwi, will you marry me? Will you marry me?" Kiwi chuckled, as she always did when Jeff made a mess of things, and said yes. She said yes. She said yes. I love you, Kiwi. And I'm happy that I've spent so much of my life with you, and that for the foreseeable future I will continue to do so. Got it. Okay. Alright, I'm ready for anything. What are you gonna bring me? Okay, platforms. Oh no, my jellyfish. Wait, we did it, Kiwi, that's it! We did it, we made it to the Moonberry, that's it! That would be funny if I just grabbed that instead of the berry. There we go. Wow, find the Moonberry. We did it, Kiwi. That's the end of Celeste. Every challenge completed. Let's see this end. What a long journey it's been. But genuinely, Chapter 9 made me realize why I love this game. And the Moonberry felt so doable. It was challenging, but it never felt impossible. 7C was the only challenge that ever really just felt like an insurmountable mountain to beat. Here we are. Granny. Hey there, kiddo. It's so great to see you. I didn't know what to do without you. But you aren't real. This is just a dream. So what? That didn't stop you from coming all this way. You finally found me, and now you care that it's just a dream? Quit making excuses and say what you need to say. I'm sorry that I didn't come to your funeral. I couldn't do it. I just shut down. That sounds familiar. Hey, what do I care who showed up to that thing? I'm dead. Funerals are all for you suckers stuck living without me. Thank you for looking out for me on the mountain. You helped me so much, and I really miss you. What am I supposed to do now? Just keep going like nothing happened? Like you aren't gone forever? Oh, it really was a dream, and she's crying during it. Oh, look at the little photos on her, on the shelves on the left. There was a photo of Granny, and I assume maybe her mom? Oh, hey, Theo. There she is. I like her strawberry mug. I see she also has a pill vial there. Interesting. Anyway, there she is. Long time no see, Strawberry. Hey, Theo. It's been forever. You went off the grid. What happened to you? Yeah, sorry for not responding to your messages, or answering your calls, or replying to your emails. I kind of had a breakdown when Granny died, and then I felt weird messaging you. I thought maybe you were mad at me for disappearing. It snowballed from there. Yeah, I know you. I figured the funeral might have triggered your anxiety. No big deal. Next time at least let me know you're still alive. You feeling any better? Yeah. I'm finally starting to come to terms with it. When I first met Granny, I thought she was crazy. But then I got to know her, and I thought she was just mean. But she knew what I needed to hear, and she really helped me. I miss her a lot. Yeah, me too. I honestly thought she'd live forever. Oh, that reminds me, I have to show you something. Oh? Oh, look, he has a little black kitty. He's got a chroma on his shoulder, Kiwi. Remember how I told you my grandpa went to Celeste Mountain when he was younger? Well, I was going through some of his stuff with Alex, and check out this photo I found. Is that Granny with your grandpa? Theo, that's amazing. It looks like they were friends. Just like us. It really sucks that they're gone, but it's nice to know that we shared the mountain with them. Yeah, that is nice. You can hear them both laughing. Alright. That's it. That's everything. My total time playing Celeste, 42 hours, 29 minutes, 48 seconds, and who cares about the milliseconds? Speedrunners do. I am not speedrunning this, at least not for a while. But we did it. Celeste is complete. 1 out of 0. Final death on this chapter, 3,672. Kiwi, it's been quite the climb, hasn't it? It has been quite the climb. Look at that death count. Let's see, most deaths outside of Chapter 9 would have to be, without a surprise, the summit in every version, A-side, B-side, and C-side. But if we ignore the summit, it's the core, I think. Yeah. Core in every case as well, except for Chapter 3 in the A-side. What a journey, Kiwi. I've learned a lot during this playthrough, both about myself, or at least maybe not learn, but really took a time to think about what I wanted to say, what I wanted to do. And I learned a lot. I guess I did learn a lot then. I'm rambling. I I'm glad I played Celeste. I have never been a big fan of 2D platformers. 3D platformers, I love 2D platformers. I always felt for some reason my brain just does not platform well in 2 dimensions. And I think Celeste reflected that well too. It took me quite a while to beat all of these challenges, and yet I still beat them. And I think 7C and 8C really made me forget why I was playing this game. It made me focus on the end goal, I'm going to beat this level, and then I have a video I'll have after that that I can just give to you to watch. And I think it took the enjoyment out of Celeste for a while. I was enjoying the climb, I enjoyed the story, but then the grind of the B and the C sides really took away from that experience. But Chapter 9 brought me back. It reminded me of what made me like this game, love this game when I first started playing it. And I am glad that it did. Chapter 9 was hands down the best chapter of this game. It was the longest. It may have even been the hardest, but it never felt impossible. It never felt like I couldn't beat the challenge with enough practice and patience and time. Not even the Moonberry felt terrible. Honestly, 7C was what broke me on this game, and Chapter 9, I guess, is what fixed me. And I'm really thankful for this playthrough. It was, if nothing else, it was fun, but there was a lot more to it than that. Both the story in the game and the story I created for myself with the game. But with all that said, I think this is where we end Celeste for now. Maybe I'll come back one day and run a speedrun of it, but for now, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. I love you. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.